Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're going to be talking about something that could potentially change the way you look at your spare change. That's right, we're diving into the 1973D Lincoln penny, a coin that you probably wouldn't think is worth much, but believe it or not, some of these pennies could be worth an incredible $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. So, how could a simple penny from 1973 be worth such a huge amount? Stick around because we're going to explore the history, the valuable varieties, and why the 1973D Lincoln penny could make you a fortune. History of the Lincoln penny. Before we get into the specifics of the 1973D Lincoln penny, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin has become a major part of American currency and is one of the longest-running and most recognizable coins in history. The design on the obverse of the coin, showing Lincoln's portrait, was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The reverse of the penny changed several times over the years. For much of the 20th century, the reverse featured an image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparro. This design appeared on the reverse of the Lincoln penny from 1959 until 2008, after which the reverse design changed to the Union Shield, which symbolizes the strength and preservation of the United States. During the period when the Lincoln Memorial was on the reverse of the penny, many different minting years saw minor changes or variations. Some of these variations have made certain coins more valuable than others. Now, let's focus on the 1973D penny. Although it may look like just another penny to most people, there are a few key factors that make certain 1973D pennies incredibly valuable. Why the 1973D Lincoln penny is worth so much. Most 1973D Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent, but some are much more valuable due to certain minting errors. The key to understanding the value of a 1973D penny is recognizing rare error varieties and unique features that collectors are constantly on the lookout for. One of the most valuable factors that can increase the worth of a 1973D penny is a rare minting error known as the double die variety. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or not properly centered. As a result, the features of the coin, such as the date or the lettering, appear doubled. For example, if you look at the date on the coin and notice that it's doubled, meaning the numbers 1973 look as though they've been stamped twice in slightly different positions, so you may have a double die error coin on your hands. The double die error is incredibly rare and can add a significant amount of value to the coin. If you find a 1973D penny with this error, it can be worth thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. However, in some cases, especially if the coin is in excellent condition, it could be worth up to $1.4 million. The reason these error coins are worth so much is that they are unique. In the world of coin collecting, rarities like these are highly prized. A double die penny from 1973D is considered a collector's dream. So, if you find a 1973D penny with a double die error, it could potentially be a game-changer in terms of value. Identifying a double die 1973D penny. Now, you might be wondering how to tell if you have a 1973D Lincoln penny with a double die error. The key is to carefully examine the date and lettering on the obverse of the coin. Look at the 1973 date, and if you notice any doubling or if the numbers appear to be stamped more than once, you could be looking at a valuable error coin. The double letters and numbers should be noticeable, even with the naked eye, though a magnifying glass can help you identify the error more clearly. Aside from the double date, also check the word Liberty and In God We Trust on the obverse. These areas can also display doubling if the coin is a true double die variety. The error might not be as obvious as other types of errors, so it's important to take your time and carefully examine the coin. Another way to tell if your penny might be valuable is to compare it to other standard 1973D pennies. You can search online for images of the 1973D double die penny to see how the doubled features should look. If your penny matches those characteristics, then you may have a very valuable coin. Condition of the coin. As with all rare coins, the condition of the 1973D penny will significantly affect its value. Coins that have been heavily circulated and show signs of wear and tear will be worth less than those that have been preserved in excellent condition. A penny with a clear and visible double die error in mint or near mint condition could easily fetch a much higher price than one that has been worn down by years of circulation. Coin collectors grade coins using a scale from 1 to 70. With 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. A 1973D double die penny in a perfect or near perfect grade can demand a premium price at auction. The auction scene, high-value sales of the 1973D penny. To give you an idea of just how valuable these error coins can be, let's take a look at some of the high-profile sales of the 1973D Lincoln penny. The market for rare coins is always active, and even a slight variation can cause a coin to jump in value. Several 1973D double die pennies have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. However, some exceptional examples, especially those in mint condition, have sold for over $1 million. In fact, one of the most well-known sales of a 1973D penny with a double die error sold for $1.4 million, setting a record for the highest price ever paid for a penny in that category. As demand for rare and unique coins continues to grow, it's possible that even more 1973D pennies will be sold for these jaw-dropping prices in the future. This just goes to show that even a small error, like a double die, can turn an otherwise ordinary penny into a rare and valuable collector's item. Other factors that can influence the value of a 1973D penny. Aside from the double die error, there are a few other factors that can influence the value of a 1973D penny. One important factor is the rarity of the coin. Since the double die error is so rare, the fewer of these coins that exist, the more valuable they become. Additionally, the demand for rare error coins is constantly increasing, which means that even if you don't have a double die penny, you could still find value in your 1973D pennies if they have other rare features. Another factor to consider is the coin's provenance. If the coin has an interesting history or was previously owned by a well-known collector, it could boost its value significantly. Coins that are part of a famous collection or have a unique story behind them often fetch higher prices at auction. Conclusion. To wrap things up, the 1973D Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin to most people, but for collectors, it could be worth a fortune. The rare double die error makes this particular penny incredibly valuable, with some of these coins selling for as much as $1.4 million at auction. If you happen to have a 1973D penny in your collection, take a close look at it, especially the date and lettering, because you could be holding on to a valuable treasure. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another coin collecting tip or insight. Who knows, you might have a fortune hiding in your pocket change. Outro.